I started winter break 2 weeks ago and found myself wasting time just scrolling down my phone. Wanted to stay productive as I did last semester, so decided to challenge myself if I can finish solving a problem book in a day. For the detailed explanation, there is the most famous English test in Korea, which is called TOEIC. It's consisted with 100 questions with listening section and another 100 for a reading section. Some people might say, you're already good at English, so this challenge is useless. For that, I agree that my English is okay, but it's just for spoken English. I've learned English by watching YouTube and Netflix, so my reading skills are not good as much as my speaking skills. Also, when I marked the test 1 from this problem book, I got 56 out of 100. So the purpose of me doing this challenge is 1. To stay productive during break. 2. To improve my English reading skills. 3. For my personal growth. I'll tell you the effective study methods I've learned while solving these in this video that you guys can use while you take your own exam. So stay focused. So for the beginning, while I was solving the first test, I counted down the time exactly same as the real exam. It's for the knowing your own place. To count how many questions you can solve on time and the mistakes you make. After finishing solving, grade the test and write down the part that you marked wrong. Then we're gonna repeat at least 5 times. 5 times to not make the same mistake again. In my case, I've already mentioned it, but I got 56 out of 100 on the first reading section. So it wasn't useful for me to use the same method as the first test. This time, I didn't count the time and just solved the questions without time constraint. It was for knowing, is the first result has affected by the time limit or my reading skills were not ready to solve the problems. After marking the second test, I've got 72 out of 100, which means the problem was, I didn't get used to the test yet. So, after realizing that, I've kept solving problems without the time limit to get used to the question types first. Also, repeated the mistakes I made every time after solving each chapter from test 1 till test 5. I think the key of studying/memorization is repetition. Even when you feel like you've already finished reviewing mistakes, you would eventually forget without repeat. So I usually memorize after repeating 5 times. It depends on people. For example, if you made 5 mistakes, you would not make the same mistake after repeating 25 times. I know it's cruel. Guys, it's 5 p.m. It's not easy for real. I've just solved the 4 tests and I still have 6. Yeah. No more excuses. Now or never. I do. At 8 a.m., I started solving tests 6 and 7. This time I got used to question types, so I restarted counting down while solving. And I stopped solving the reading section because it was too easy for me. I'm not bragging. I felt it's just time consuming, so decided to focus on reading section. I got 78 out of 100 from the test 6 and 80 out of 100 from the test 7. So as I told you before, I usually don't make the same mistake from after repeating the same thing 5 times. So I stopped repeating the mistakes from test 1 since I started solving test 7. I got 56 out of 100 from the first reading section, which means I've repeated 220 times just for the test 1. Recalling takes more time than the actual problem solving time. So I had to focus 100% on the first time solving to reduce mistake. Today's video is sponsored by Normandie Business School. There are a lot of international viewers on my channel, so today I would like to introduce about Normandie Business School located in France. This school is in France, but there are a lot of native professors from English-speaking countries, and the courses are 100% in English. 700 international students are welcomed each year, so if you're interested in studying in France, stay focused. The strength of attending to this school as an international student are: first, 3 accreditations. Second, 5 French and international campuses. Third, the work study program. Fourth, international. Fifth, the power of an active and united community. Normandie is regularly ranked in the top 20 of the best French business schools, and they also support international students by their own school system. So if you're interested in this structuring experience with Normandie Business School, I will put the link of the school in the description box, so check it if you want to get more details. Now it's currently 10 p.m. Like now I've already finished the 3/4 of this book, but I'm so exhausted. I want to go to sleep so bad. The most important thing is I'm doing this challenge to improve my reading skills. So it's just not about solving problems. I have to review from the back mistakes that I made to not repeat the same mistakes. That part takes a lot of time, reviewing my mistakes. But like, no more excuses. I just have to solve them. I think. Now it's currently 12:40 p.m. and now I only have to solve this test 10. The time I finished solving test 10 was 2:50 a.m. and the time I finished reviewing test 10 was the next 2 p.m. because I went to bed right after solving test 10. As a result, I failed to solve 1 problem book in a day, but achieved my 3 main goals. If you feel depressed and you are in the middle of demotivation, I highly recommend you to set this kind of goals to get back your self-confidence. I promise, I really do promise, the most hardest part of doing challenge is the hesitation before you actually make a move. When you start, it's not that hard as you think. For real, trust me, for real. So if you're gonna start your own challenge, write the goal as detailed as you can and come back with the word, I succeed in it, or I failed this time, but I'm gonna do it again tomorrow, like that. I hope you guys succeed in your goals. Subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!